Welcome to today's special deep dive episode. For the next couple of hours, we are going to break down one of the most fascinating NBA storylines of the 2025 offseason. It's a drama involving the Golden State Warriors, a team still clinging to the last years of Steph Curry's prime, the Sacramento Kings, a franchise trying to prove that last year's playoff run was not a fluke, and a six-time All-Star, DeMar DeRozan, who might just end up being the wild card in all of this. This story isn't just about trades. It's about power. It's about timing. It's about legacy. And above all, it's about how one unresolved situation with Jonathan Kuminga has completely frozen the Golden State Warriors off-season, while at the same time opening up a door for Sacramento to possibly swoop in and reshape the Western Conference balance. Let's set the stage. It's the summer of 2025. Free agency has come and gone. Teams around the league, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Heat, even the rebuilding Spurs, have all made their moves. Some teams added veteran pieces. Others gambled on young players with upside. But there's one team that has been eerily quiet. The Golden State Warriors. Yes, that Golden State Warriors. The dynasty team. The franchise that won 4 championships in 8 years, changed basketball with the three-point shot, and gave us unforgettable moments with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. This offseason, they have done nothing. No new free agents. No blockbuster trades. No under-the-radar signings. Why? Because of Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga is at the center of everything. Drafted in 2021 as part of the Warriors' youth movement, Kuminga was supposed to represent the bridge between the dynasty's present and its future. A 6'8" forward with raw athleticism, elite defensive potential, and flashes of offensive brilliance, he looked like someone who could become the next face of Golden State once Steph eventually passed the torch. But instead of becoming that bridge, Kuminga has now become a wall. A roadblock. And that roadblock has paralyzed the Warriors' ability to move forward this summer. Here's the situation. Kuminga is a restricted free agent. Normally, that means a team has the upper hand, they can match any offer sheet, they can negotiate from a position of control. But the problem isn't just the contract. The problem is the relationship. Reports around the league say that the Warriors and Kuminga are no longer on the same page. He doesn't necessarily want to come back. The team, for its part, doesn't necessarily want him back either. But Golden State is terrified of losing him for nothing. And so, everything is stuck. The Warriors haven't added anyone new, because they need to resolve Kuminga's situation first. They don't know how much cap space they'll have. They don't know what roster hole they'll need to fill. They don't know what roster hole they'll need to fill. They don't know if they're building around Steph for one more title push, or if they're preparing for the next chapter. The result? A stalemate. A frozen off-season. And growing frustration, not just from the fans, but from the organization itself. And that's where the Sacramento Kings come in. The Kings, fresh off back-to-back playoff appearances, have quietly emerged as one of the most aggressive teams in the Kuminga sweepstakes. Earlier this summer, reports surfaced that Sacramento had made a real offer. Malik Monk, plus a protected first-round pick, in exchange for Kuminga. On the surface, that looks like a fair deal. Monk is a proven scorer. He's been a spark plug off the bench, capable of dropping 20 points on any given night. He spaces the floor. He knows how to play next to stars like De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis. And then you add in a first-round pick? That's solid value. But the Warriors said no. Golden State shut down the talks. They made it clear that if they're going to trade Kuminga, they want more than Malik Monk and a pick. And that decision, to reject Sacramento's offer, has only deepened the tension. Because now, everyone's asking. If not the Kings, then who? And if not now, then when? To make things even spicier, there's another name floating around in these conversations, DeMar DeRozan. Yes, DeRozan. The six-time All-Star. The mid-range maestro. The veteran scorer who spent most of his career in Toronto and Chicago, and who, at age 36, is now wearing a Sacramento Kings uniform. The Kings have been quietly shopping DeRozan all summer. He's still productive, averaging nearly 18 points a game last season, but he doesn't quite fit the Kings' long-term timeline. Enter NBA insider Brett Siegel. On Sacktown Sports Radio, he posed a scenario: what if another contending team loses a star player to injury? For example, what if Jimmy Butler misses a few months with a calf injury? Suddenly, DeRozan becomes incredibly valuable. He's not a long-term contract. He's not a massive financial risk. He's a plug-and-play all-star who could keep a contender afloat during a critical stretch of the season. And yes, the Golden State Warriors were one of the teams Siegel mentioned by name. So here we are. The Warriors, frozen in time because of Jonathan Kuminga. The Kings, dangling Malik Monk and a first-round pick, hoping to pry Kuminga away. And DeMar DeRozan, lurking in the background as a possible trade chip, waiting for the right moment, or the right injury, to change the entire landscape. This is not just about basketball. This is about patience versus urgency. It's about how much value a 22-year-old forward really has. And it's about whether Golden State is willing to gamble away the final years of Steph Curry's career, all in the name of leverage.
Again in the trade rumor spotlight, and this time, the talks are about none other than Jonathan Kuminga. The buzz? The Kings are reportedly interested in acquiring Kuminga in a deal that could send Malik Monk and a top 10 protected 2030 first-round pick to Golden State. We'll break down the full trade framework, look at why Sacramento is pushing for Kuminga, explore how this could reshape the Warriors roster, and dig into whether this move makes sense for a team balancing win-now urgency with long-term potential. Grab your coffee, grab your jersey, and let's dive in. Detailed narration of the reported trade, Kuminga for Monk plus protected 2030 pick. Context: how similar talks surfaced last season but cooled off. Recap of key insider reports without naming one journalist repeatedly. Focus on league sources and front office chatter. When you hear a rumor like this, the first question is, how real is it? Well, multiple credible league insiders have now confirmed that conversations have taken place, and the inclusion of a 2030 pick, that's not something that gets thrown around lightly. Stat overlay: Kuminga 2023-24 averages, 13.2 ppg, 4.8 rpg, 1.5 APG in 24 minutes. Why the Kings want Kuminga. Description of Sacramento's current roster needs: wing defense, size, and transition athleticism. The Kings are a playoff-caliber team, but they've been looking for a versatile forward who can guard multiple positions and run the floor with De'Aaron Fox. Kuminga checks those boxes. Clips of Fox to Kuminga hypothetical fast breaks, edited highlights. Stat comparison: Kuminga's defensive field goal percentage versus league average. Commentary on the Sabonis fit, high IQ passing big plus athletic finisher. Kuminga's rookie scale contract status, estimated extension numbers. Discussion on Steve Kerr's inconsistent usage of Kuminga and whether it slowed his development. From Golden State's side, the appeal of Monk is clear: instant offense, spacing for Curry, and the ability to create his own shot. Monk averaged 15.4 points last season with 35% from deep, that's real production. Chart comparing Monk's stats to Warriors' current bench guards. Risks: losing a young two-way player for a veteran scorer in a contract year. Explanation of top 10 protected picks. A 2030 pick